because I wasn't sure if people could hear me or if anything, because you guys were in my pocket for a second. I don't know if I hit anything. So I just started over live. Uh, but now I'm mostly going to be painting and chatting about whatever people want to talk about if people join back in. Let's see. But I'm going to put her in the oven. I don't know if it's letting people know I went back live, but I wasn't sure if anyone could hear me. Okay, let's see. I hope this doll turns out how I want it to. Hello. Hello, hello. It's Friday, you guys. Fridays for me mean work days. Tomorrow, though, I will be going to my favorite thrift shop. Speaking of thrift shops, and I will actually be getting some couple of things for the new doll. This is a hint for you guys. Obviously, people who don't watch this live back won't know. This is a hint that I need clothes in this size because I've never had a doll in this size that I'm going to be painting for myself. So I've never had a doll this size ever. Which obviously means I have to get clothes for it because I don't have anything at like in that size. I've got a couple of things that I actually bought recently in the size that this doll is. So I'm excited because I don't know how I feel about this size. So yeah, her arms and head are going in the oven. I could probably fit her all in the oven at once, but I don't want to risk them overlapping, like her parts overlapping and sticking together. Because that's what happens if you bake with the legs and arms too close together. They'll stick together when they're baking, which is not ideal. um, I don't know what I'm going to do with her. Maybe I'll put in some blues and see if that'll help tone that down, because on the color wheel, blue is the opposite of orange. And since she's very orange right now, I want to get rid of some of that. So I'm going to put some blue mixture together with the brown. Get her like a purpley color. But yeah, I'm going for I have a picture here that I'm working off of. It's just not going where I wanted it to. I don't know if you can tell that skin tone at all. It's kind of dark on camera. But that kind of skin tone is what I'm going for. That really like newborn pink AA skin tone. Because we're kind of like, a lot of us are kind of like purplish when we're born. And then we get more and more brown. Let me try to figure out what I'm doing. I don't know what to do to fix her. Try some blue. If you guys have any questions about like painting or reborns in general, I'm here to just chat now and like work, get some work done. This doll is not a custom. She will be available for sale once I figure out her skin tone. So. Okay, so let's start. I think because I'm going to start doing some shading too, in hopes that also helps the skin tone. So I'm going to mix up some shading color, I think, to get that ready. The good thing about Genesis like heat set paints is they don't dry out. Like if you paint thinner for it, like for me I use Gamsol. Now Gamsol will evaporate out, but you could just add more in, but the actual paint itself doesn't dry up, which is great because if you accidentally like leave open the lid to one of the paint things, which I do all the time, you don't lose your paint. Your paint's fine. Whereas if you do that with air dry paints, oh my gosh, sorry, you will not get that paint back. If you leave open a lid of air dry paints, it's gonna like the name says, it's going to dry with the air, with contact with the air. So something you have to be careful with if you don't use Genesis heat set paints. Um, I hate air dry for several reasons, but I just find it's more difficult to get the skin tones darker and even. But it could have been, the type of air dry paint I used. Don't know. I also use thinning medium. This is like different. Like I have tutorials that I did a while back when I first started painting. I paint differently than I did then, obviously. I do a lot more layers. I do shading, and I really use mostly Genesis heat set thinning medium. And my mixtures, my skin tone mixtures, and my shading mixtures, I use more thinning medium in my shading mixtures because I need them to be thicker and able to blend. But as far as my skin tones, I'll put a little bit of thinning medium in them, which is what I'm about to do right now. Where did I put my thinning medium? I'm running out. I had to get more, so. And they're out of stock like everywhere because of factory backups because of COVID. COVID ruins everything. I can't figure out how to mix the heat set paint. Should it be thick or thin, creamy texture? You want it to be thinner. You want it to be thin. Unless you are using thinning medium, which if you're using thinning medium, you're going to want it to like kind of like the consistency of a thin lotion. Or some people call it like a milk texture. If you're using thinning medium. If you're not using thinning medium, you want it to be like almost watercolor thin, or else you won't be able to get a smooth skin tone. Uh, so be careful with that. Or if you have it too thick, it'll look chalky. Like the darker skin tones will look chalky. Same thing with the lighter skin tones, actually. It's kind of hard to explain what a chalky skin tone looks like without showing a picture of one, which obviously I don't have one because I'm live. Um, but you'll see it's like a overcast of like kind of like a gritty look to a skin tone if your paint was too thick, your paint layers were too thick. Hello. But anything I say should be taken with a grain of salt because I'm by no means an expert. I mean, I've been painting now for a year and a half, which is definitely not long at all, and I for sure consider myself still a beginner artist because I'm continuously trying to get a little bit better, a little bit better. So, but yeah, I do know that. Like, there's some things I don't know how to fix. Um, Drop the thing of paint. Luckily, the lid was on that. But yeah, there's some things I still don't know. Like, I'm really still trying to get that really chocolate skin tone, but I get discouraged. For me personally, I get really discouraged of keep going because there's a certain point where it doesn't feel like the skin tone is getting any darker for me, and for me, that skin tone is normally around the darkest skin tone that I've been able to get to. I was on my Rosalie, and after like she wasn't getting any darker. I don't know. So I get like discouraged and I just give up and I'm like, okay, fine, it's dark enough, but I really want to do a nice chocolate skin tone, like a deep skin tone, but it's just so frustrating. I don't think I have the patience for it, really. That's definitely something I still am striving for eventually doing. Maybe next time I make a cuddle baby, I'll work on I'll just keep working at the head and like count how many layers it takes to keep getting darker and try to do like a chocolate head, you know. I don't know what you mean, Sonia. Do you layer the paint to see if it will get darker? I don't know what you mean, but what I do when I'm trying to get a darker skin tone, what I've been doing is I start off with lighter skin tone layers, and then I do a lot of darker shading and blend that into the base skin tone, and that's how I've been able to get darker. But I think it's going to take a long time for me to get a darker skin tone. I don't know how people are able to do these dark skin tones so quickly. I don't know what kind of magic they have that I don't. But yeah, I start off lighter and then I get darker with shading and like mottling layers actually help a lot to deepen a skin tone. So maybe I'll try some more mottling and different little things, but no one. And then the thing about the Reborn community, especially with the artists, is they won't tell you pretty much anything about how they get their skin tones because I get it. That's how they get their money, but it's like, can you be a little helpful? Maybe just a little bit helpful, just a little bit helpful. Just tell me what colors you use. Um, but no, like, and then they don't want to put out. Like a lot of the artists who do the dark skin tones don't want to do any tutorials because then they're giving away their secrets. And I'm like, it's just kind of like, dang, can't you just share a little bit? But yeah, no, a lot of artists don't tell you how they do their skin tones. How long do I bake my kits? When I'm using thinning medium, you have to bake longer. So usually I bake them at 265 degrees for 12 minutes. So, but that's because I use thinning medium so much that if you don't bake them longer, they won't cure, and the thinning medium will create like cracking layers, and it's not good. Not good at all. Yeah, I the thing about mottling, it can go really south really quick. Like if you do too much mottling, it makes the baby look dirty. Like it makes the skin tone look dirty or makes the skin look dead. So I'm trying to like I'm pretty good at mottling, I think. It's just I'm worried to go darker with the mottling because I don't want that to happen. So I haven't been doing too much intense mottling. Like I really like the mottling on my Canon, the Reborn Canon that I did for a custom. He's still here because the lady who the custom was for, she's out of town right now. So I'm holding on to him until she gets back in town so I can ship him out. But yeah, I really like how his motley turned out. He has like a medium skin tone. He's like a medium skin tone, but it's different to my Levi that I showed, I think, in the other live. So I got my Levi right here. She's for sale. She's fully rooted. I think she's actually the last doll I've fully rooted because I've just started hating rooting. It's but the doll I'm working on now, she will be fully rooted because I have so much hair that I've built up over the year that I need to use. So she is available for purchase. Um, and then you can see down here, this is the Canon that I did for a custom. Not great lighting for any of them, but it's weird because I can see perfectly fine, like their skin tone, but when it shows up on camera, it's weird. Um, which is why I'm fine painting right now because it's quite bright in here when I'm looking at them. But he was a custom, um, so he's not available. But I really like how he turned out. I don't like his kit so much. Like I don't like the Canon kit. I think he just has a weird expression. I don't know. Oh, let me get there. That is her head. I don't know where to begin. You might want to ask more specific questions than just like some tips because there's a lot of things that could be talked about. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about her skin tone. I'm not liking it. I am not liking how she's coming out right now. I am going to have to fix it. And that's the thing about like painting. Each doll is going to turn out differently if you do different, like even one little thing different. So I actually here's a tip: if you're going into painting and you're going to be painting more than one doll at a time, I don't know why it took me so long to get one of these, but I am so happy I did. Um, it's a high capacity bottle drying rack. So this thing will hold like 3 kits. Um, and then I have another drying rack too. So now I'm going to be starting to paint 2 at a time at least so that I can keep them rolling. But yeah, I'm not liking how her skin tone is looking. But yeah, so this thing was only like $12 and it spins and you could put so many kits on it. I love it. I don't know why I waited this long to buy one. So definitely highly recommend it. I got it from like Amazon. Uh I got it from Amazon Prime, so it came the next day actually when I ordered it. Your modeling is very harsh. How do I fix that? I don't know if that's fixable because my first thought is to say put more skin tone layers, but that could actually make it worse. So I'm not really sure how to fix modeling that's too harsh. You might have to either try to put more skin tone layers and see if gets better, or you might have to start over. What is this? It's a piece of vinyl. I am new, wondering where I can find my the dolls I have for sale are usually posted on my Instagram, which is the same thing as my channel name, Uni Reborn Dad. Or now I have a new Facebook page, which is also Uni Reborn Dad. So that's where I've been posting dolls for sale and um, usually. But I do try to when I do have a doll for sale, I usually try to come and make a video about them that they are for sale, just so people know. But yeah, that Levi, she's still available. Um, and I'm going to be putting her pictures up on my actual Facebook page tonight. I haven't put them up there yet because I was trying to see if she would sell through Instagram, um, which she has had no interest. So, and I also listed her on eBay too. So if you look up Levi, biracial Levi, she'll come up. My account on eBay is not Uni Reborn Dad. I think it's like a boy named Troy or something like that. Uh, I I couldn't find the name that I wanted. It was all taken. So I was just like, here's a lyric from a Nicki Minaj song. Um, so that's what my name is on eBay. I think it's a boy toy named Troy. But yeah, so I put them up there only very rarely. Like if I really want to try to make a sale, I'll put them up on eBay because eBay takes so much like fees out when you sell something on eBay, and you get like a limited cap of how much you can list for free, and then they still end up taking a bunch of fees out at the end anyway. So yeah, eBay sucks for selling dolls. Um, but it does have a lot of people that go on there looking for Reborn, so that's why on a rare occasion, if I really need to sell a doll, I'll put them on eBay. Which is the case with Levi. I really want her sold, so I put her on eBay. If she doesn't sell on there, I'll take her off and put her on reborns.com, which would suck if I have to do that because reborns.com, if you want your dolls seen, you have to pay $20 a month for their membership so people can actually see your dolls. Otherwise, they would have to go very specifically and search your account name and to find what you have listed. So it's really annoying that they changed that. It didn't used to be that way. But I guess they weren't making money off the site. But yeah, I list them a bunch of places. I don't do Etsy anymore because no one really gets on Etsy. So I don't really use Etsy anymore. I did have an Etsy. I'm trying to think where else I sell. Oh, that's pretty much it, I think. I don't go on like Mercari or any of that. Although I might if she doesn't sell. Which is surprising because Levi's usually sell really quickly and there's not a lot of biracial Levi's, so kind of surprised that it's taken her this long to sell. I listed her I think like earlier this week. which is not a long time, but it still feels like a long time for a Levi to have not sold. I don't know. But I'm trying to wait for her to cool down a little bit more before I put another layer on her. Where am I going to do with this doll? I don't know. What am I going to do with her? How did Etsy work? Well, I mean, not many people go on Etsy, so I just kind of gave up because my dolls weren't getting a lot of views on there. There wasn't a lot of traffic to Etsy. But it kind of works the same way as eBay does, where they do take fees out too. Which is why I prefer to sell on Facebook, because Facebook does not take fees out when you list items for sale. They don't do any kind of fees. You don't have to pay them to list anything on Facebook. So that's why I definitely prefer selling through Facebook or Instagram, because Instagram's the same way. Like, if I list something for sale, I don't have to pay any fees. Yeah, I really don't want to start her over because I love how her veining is. Love this veining. I don't know. I will figure it out. I always do. She's too warm right now for me to do anything at. So I'm just kind of looking at her, seeing what I can do. Trying to think. I could do a layer of blue. I think I'm gonna have to do a couple layers of blue. But then she'll be kind of, I don't know. She's not gonna be the skin tone I want her to be. That's for sure. She'll be a skin tone, but she will not be the skin tone I want her to be. Which, you know, you live and you learn. So now I know the next newborn I try to get this skin tone that I'm really trying to do. I won't do really base layers first. I'll just start with the pinks and go from there. Let's see. Ooh, I need to get another bowl so I can do some blues. We're gonna do some blues, guys. Oh, guys, so I'm now like pescatarian. I used to eat only seafood, turkey, and chicken, and now I only eat seafood as far as meat goes. So that's new for this year. I've been working towards going pescatarian for a little while, because most like most meat is not good for us. And then you think about the poor little animals. So I won't go into much to why. But so now I'm pescatarian. But I wanted to tell you, you guys, you have to try the Morningstar patties, the vegan patties. They're so good. They do not taste vegan. They're so tasty. That's like what I'm about to eat soon. I'm eating late because I had a late lunch. But oh my god, when I tell you they are so good. I don't know why I waited so long to taste them. I guess I'm like worried because a lot of like meat alternative things taste kind of gross. But they are so good. Like legitimately so good. So I have those now in my freezer. How much is she the Levi? She is $350 plus ship, which shipping is $21. So total $371, which is a really good price because I'm like 90% sure she's a first edition Levi, which was the limited one. She doesn't have her COA, but she has the the Bonnie Brown 2016 stamped on her neck. So she's a legitimate kit. The first owner of the kit just lost the COA, so I'm gonna try to see if she could find it, but and I would probably eventually send it if she does find it, but the lady I bought it off of, she lost the COA. But it is a legit kit for sure, because the copies of the kit do not have Bonnie Brown on the back of the neck. all the copies of the kits have like some kind of like Chinese symbol, or they have like random numbers on the back of the neck. That's one way to tell if a kit is fake. Uh, if a Bonnie Brown kit is fake, it will have like, it won't say Bonnie Brown. But yeah, she's at a really good price for biracial Levi that's fully rooted and is very likely a first edition. She's really cute. I've had 2 Levi's now. I'm kind of over it. I think I'll tell you guys the next girl kit that I'll have, like the next newborn girl. Well, this is the next one I'll be working on to paint and sell. Will be a Romy by Gudrun Legler. I'll be painting one for sale soon, and then the Reborn kit that I want to paint for myself to replace the Levi as my newborn girl is the Manuela kit. I love that kit. It's so like perfectly newborn. So it's either her or Delilah. I haven't decided if I want to do a Manuela and keep one, or do a Delilah and keep one. I definitely want to paint both of them. I just don't know which one I'm going to want to keep more. I guess I'm going to just like wait. Hello. So let's put that away, and I need to get my sponge for the blue, because I'm going to do some blue layers. Tone it down and get me back to more of a neutral skin tone to then build back up and hope that it goes the way I want it to. But yeah, I'm super excited for both of those kits. They're not out yet, I don't think. Last time I checked, they weren't. I think they're both coming out in like February. So Delilah is by Nikki Johnson. And then, gosh, Manuela is by Rafaela. God, I don't know what her last name is. It starts with like a S. Gosh, what is her last name? If you look up Manuela Reborn kit, it'll show up in the sculptor. Yeah, so the Delilah kit isn't... I didn't pre-order it because the edition number is going to be big. You know, it's going to be limited edition, but her edition number is like 3,000 kits, which is a big edition. So, yeah, I'm not pre-ordering her. There's no point in pre-ordering her. Like, I don't think she'll sell out that quick. She's very detailed. She's gorgeously sculpted, but yeah, she has a big, like, limited edition number, so I'm not too worried about her selling out. And that beeping is the legs of this kit. I'll get her out in a second. Her legs out in a second after I do this. This is a blue layer. Gotta do a blue layer. In hopes to tone down this color that keeps popping through. And interesting is, I don't know why she's turning out this color, because I didn't use... Usually if skin tones start using orange, turning orange, is because someone used too much burnt umber on the kit. I didn't use burnt umber on her at all. I used some Flesh 05 and some crimson. So it's weird that she turned out this color regardless of me not using the burnt umber. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I have no idea why she turned out this color. But yeah, I'm excited to switch up my collection. You know, coming back, I was like, the same dolls, you know, coming back to the same dolls, I got kind of bored with them. I get bored with my collection and I have to change them up. I need to take some pictures of the dolls that I do have, like my Alexis kit. I need to put her in a new outfit, take some pictures of her to post tonight. Okay. And then let's get some of this excess paint out of the ears. These are just like makeup brushes that I use, dry makeup brushes, to get the excess paint out of places where they shouldn't be. don't know if this layer helped at all, or if I'm gonna have to do multiple to even see a difference. Probably with something, when you're trying to fix a color, you usually have to do multiple thin layers of the counter color, the complementary color. And if you don't know what I mean by like complementary color, or you should start looking at a color wheel. That will help you a lot to understand what colors cancel each other out. So I don't know if this helped too much. I guess it did help a little bit from what I could see when I'm looking at her arms. Sorry the lighting keeps doing that. Hopefully one day I'll get a phone that doesn't do that, like automatically adjusts the lighting. It's super annoying. And I can't turn it off. I've tried. Trust me, I have tried. I've even looked it up and like, nope. Nothing I could do about like automatically adjusting the lighting in here on the camera. Okay. So we'll see how that turns out. I am not liking it. Okay, let me get her legs out of the oven. That's such a weird sentence. Let me get these legs out of the oven. Just getting the legs, eggs would make more sense at this point. Getting the legs out of the oven. Setting them cool. But yeah, so fans of Miles, I'm sorry, but he has already sold and he is going to be sent out on Monday, so he will no longer be a part of my collection, which I'm not really sad about because I knew I was like getting tired of seeing the same sculpt over and over every day, so I don't regret letting him go. I think, and this is what I was talking about like on my Instagram, and I think I talked about it in a video when I talked about why I was selling him, is I was more in love with his painting, like the particular artist, she's amazing, and I think I liked his painting more than I liked the actual sculpt. Um, like I don't really like the Reborn Michael kit. I'm not gonna like lie to you guys. It's definitely not my favorite kit. But when I saw him go up for sale and he was in my price range, I grabbed it because I really like that artist's work. But he's definitely not my favorite sculpt. So that's part of the reason why I'm not sad to let him go in particular, but I am kind of sad that I won't have that artist's work anymore in my collection. And she's not painting dolls this year. Because she has other things going on in her life, so she won't be painting dolls for this year. So unless she has some more up for sale and I have the money at the time, I won't be owning any of her work anytime soon. But that's okay because I'm going to be getting a doll from another one of my favorite artists as soon as she really gets to work on him. It'll be a while. She thinks it'll be before my birthday, but we've been down that route again where I was supposed to have a custom and it didn't get done until way after my birthday, which is also why I don't do customs anymore normally. Like I take customs, like I do people's customs, obviously, customs for people, but I don't order customs because I don't really trust artists anymore who say they're going to be done in a certain time. I've never taken over a month on a custom. My customs are fast. I have a quick turnaround time because I work so much on them throughout the day, throughout the night, that I have a very quick turnaround time. Like Canon, he took like a week. So, and that's quick. My custom turnarounds are very quick because I pride myself on working and getting them done, and balancing my time between school, my actual job when I go back to work, and like grades, friends. I've gotten really good at balancing. So But yeah, there's people that their customs take like 8 weeks, months and months, and I'm just like, what are you doing during that time? Like, why is it taking you so long? I don't understand. Like, I get you have other things to do in your life, but like, so do I, and I have no excuse. Like, I don't know. Some people they just take forever because they can. Like, people just let them take forever. I also do not take a whole bunch of customs on at a time, so maybe that's why. I know there's people who take like dozens of customs at one time, and I think that's ridiculous. I think that's like overwhelming to even think about. I think for me, I think max I would take like 6 customs at a time. Anything over that seems overwhelming. Like right now, I only have one custom right now on the way because I just finished 2 customs. So I have one custom on the way. It's going to be a Sarah by, oh gosh, these sculptors have like hard names to say. It's like Sarah by Ethel. I don't know how to say her name. It's the she's a newborn size kit, so she won't take me long either. If I sent you the kit, how much do you usually charge for Levi by Bonnie Brown with rooted mohair? All my kit prices are on my all my kit prices are available to look at, and on my Facebook page, which is also Reborn Dad. I have like all my terms and conditions on there, and for if you yeah, so if you bought the kit yourself, obviously you just subtract the cost of the kit from whatever price that I have listed for everything else you want to do. But if I have to buy the kit, obviously you have to factor in the kit price, which is all included in that explanation on my Facebook page. So definitely check out my Facebook page if you're interested in getting a custom by me. But it'll probably be a similar price. Actually, it's with it custom, it'll probably be more than the Levi I have right now for sale. It'll very likely be more than that, I think, when you calculate all of it. I can't remember the exact pricing that I put. But yeah, no, the one I have now for sale is a very good price. Especially because she's very detailed. I did a lot of detail of her on her. Oh gosh. What? Okay. My prices also have increased a little bit because my work got a little bit better, but none of my customs are over $550 when you calculate them out, I think. That was on purpose. Because I don't want to be one of those artists that charges ridiculous amounts just because they can. Because this isn't my main job. For me, this is just kind of a side business to supplement my other job. Or when I'm not working, like right now because of COVID, it's a supplemental type deal. Since I live in a dorm, obviously right now I don't have to pay rent. And when I move off campus in the summer, I also really won't be paying rent because we get a refund from financial aid for off campus housing. So mostly the money I've been saving up is so I can get a car soon. And if something were to happen, I have money saved up. So that's why I saved money really. Because other expenses, not really so much like rent. Although if I wanted to live in a more expensive place, I could, but I won't be. I'm in North Carolina, so it's kind of cheap regardless of where you go as far as rent. Like if you look at like Maryland prices for rent and then you look at North Carolina's prices for rent, it's way, way cheaper to live in North Carolina. It's like the further south you get, the cheaper it gets to live, which is why like I don't like the South, but I do love the South's prices. So it's gonna be hard for me to want to leave the South. I think I would like to live Wherever I go, I think I want to stay in the mountains. I love the mountains. So, I mean, I have a mountain tattoo right there. So, I love the mountains. I have to wait for this leg to cool a bit more. But yeah, if you have any more questions, real quick, I'm going to get off live soon so that I can continue painting, and I'm going to eat dinner and stuff. If there's any last questions that I haven't answered, you can always message me on my Facebook page or on my Instagram, or you can leave a comment below and I'll try to respond to it if I have a response. Um, if not, I'll just like the comment and that lets you know I actually read your comment, but I don't have a response to it, so I don't respond. I just like it a lot of times. Just to let you guys know I'm not ignoring your comments. I do see them. I only do dolls of color, so I only do biracial, Hispanic, AA skin tones. I don't do any Caucasian dolls. So that Levi I showed, I don't know if you were in the live when I showed her, but she is like, I would consider her light AA, probably biracial. I don't know how she's showing up on camera, but she's definitely for sure biracial. Um, if not light AA skin tone. I mean, you can kind of see my skin tone next to her, and I'm not that dark, so. But yeah, I don't do Caucasians dolls, and I think I've made a whole video about that. Where basically it's because there's so many artists that only do Caucasian dolls and don't care to even try to learn how to do darker skin tones, and I think there's just not a lot of artists that do try to specialize in darker skin tones. Well, yeah, she's available, and I will take payments on her, but I do require half to be paid as a deposit, and that deposit would be non-refundable because I've had so many people waste my time where they will put down a deposit and then they'll decide that they don't want the doll anymore, and then I have to come out of my money and then refund them again when I've probably already spent that money to buy another kit. So now when I do payment plans, the cost of half of the doll must be paid, and that deposit is non-refundable. But I do take payments. But I just now have more strict rules surrounding payments. Oh yeah, for sure. She can come as a boy or a girl. I have tons of clothes that she can come as a boy or a girl. I just had her as a girl because I haven't seen many girl Levi's, and I thought she looked cute as a girl, but she can definitely be a good boy. It's really up to you, obviously. But yeah, I'm gonna be putting her pictures up on my Facebook page tonight. So if you're interested, um, definitely check out my Facebook page tonight. All her pictures will be up there. Yeah, definitely check out. It's Uni Reborn Dad, and I think the actual picture of the profile is of her. So that's how you'll know it's the right one. It's of her. So yeah, definitely DM me if you know me on Instagram or if you know the page. But other than that, I'm going to let you guys go, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I don't know if I'll make a video or what I'll do because I'm going to be studying, trying to get ahead of these classes. But I will see you guys whenever I see you. Bye.